Good evening, students. This short video is just mainly to give you an announcement for tomorrow's test for the 3rd of May that you are writing at 2 o'clock. Mainly what we would like to highlight to you as lecturers is the importance of exam technique. And when we speak of exam technique, we are saying what is it that you should be doing when you get to the test. Basically, what we want to highlight is that one, the test that you are writing tomorrow is a 2-hour paper, and there are a number of questions that will cover most of the topics that you've done thus far. So it is very important that you attempt each and every question so that you can gain the maximum marks as possible. You are reminded that if you do not attempt all the questions, you are reducing your chances of passing the test. What I mean by that is that when you look at each question, there's always a mark allocation as well as the time allocation for that question. So what's important is that you need to stick to the time allocated for each and every question. When the time is up on a particular question, you need to drop everything that you do and then start the next question. I say this because if you, let's say, spend an extra 5 minutes on each question, and let's say there are 4 questions in a test, and you spend an extra 5 minutes on, let's say, question 1, question 2, and question 3. That therefore means by the time you get to question 4, you'll only be left with 15 minutes to do a question that had an allocation of 30 minutes. And sometimes you might find that that last question was a sweetener, meaning that it's the question that you could have scored a number of marks because it was not the most difficult. So all we are trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, is that you need to be clever about you collecting marks. When you are doing a question, no matter how much you feel confident about that topic, it is very rare that the minute you start spending more time than allocated, that you will get 100%. So rather stick to your time limit and gain as many marks as you can, and then move on to the next question within the time limit. And that, by doing that, it increases your chances of getting a very high pass mark because you've attended 4 questions. Okay, what I mean by that is, let's say, for example, for question 1 and question 2 and question 3, you obtain an average of 60%. But for question 4, you did not attempt it because you didn't have time to do it. So that means you've scored an average of 60% for 3 questions. But that 60% will be spread across all 4 questions, then meaning that you're getting less than 60%. But if you attempt all 4 questions and you get at least 60% on all 4 questions, the average for your test will be 60% and not a 50 or even a fail because you didn't attempt anything. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the advice from my lecturers. Make sure that you attempt each question, and when each time allocated for that question is up, leave it, and move on to the next one. Believe you me, there is a lot of treasure in what I am saying, and we want you to do well. Good luck.